thanks for joining. I'm here today with Beth Havers. She is the brand ambassador for Balvenie and Glenfiddich.
I am. Yeah, I've been working in this industry for a number of years now. In university, I worked as a summer rep for another company, and then after that, I moved to Scotland, fell in love with Scotch, came back here and was working for a larger company for about 8 years or so until William Grant and Sons asked me to apply for the role of ambassador for Canada. And I was successful enough to get through. So I've now been with them for 4 years representing these fine brands across Canada.
Where in Scotland were you living?
I was living in Edinburgh. I spent about 2.5 years in Edinburgh. Before that I was in Dublin. So had quite a good stint overseas, but felt it was time to come home. And luckily enough, I now work in this industry, so I get over there quite often. Nice. So I'm quite fortunate. I was in a pub in Scotland called the Haymarket, which is just across from the Haymarket station in Edinburgh. And my first single malt was actually a Glenfiddich. And I remember, it's something that I'd never tried before. And especially at the young age, I was like, oh, I think I like it. And then sure enough, I started trying different ones. I started visiting distilleries, and that's where I fell in love. Big evolution with single malts in general. Glenfiddich established a single malt category back in 1963, and obviously since then we've seen huge development. But even since starting with my career back in 2005, I dealt a lot with the different Scotch allocations coming in, and you just saw year over year there was an increase of demand. Then, since I've been in this specific role and starting Women and Whiskey Club with the Caledonian here, you definitely have started seeing more and more women come out, more women asking questions, becoming more comfortable with the subject. So it's a really exciting time for us here. On the Glenfiddich side, this is a range that we're actually going to be speaking about tonight at Women and Whiskey, which will be a good time. But the Glenfiddich Original are kind of limited edition, giftable, everything wonderful, delicious tasting whiskey. And at $120, you can't go wrong. The 14-year-old Rich Oak is another gem. Aged in bourbon cask and finished in a combination of virgin European, virgin American oak casks. It's got a nice kind of spice to it.
I think I read that Monkey Shoulder is a Glenfiddich blend. Did I get that right?
No, so it's actually a William Grant and Sons product. Okay. So it's a third distillery that we have on site called Caledonian. So that's the base of Monkey Shoulder, which is just coming out into the LCBO and to the BC market right now. We start with a blend of 3 different Speyside malts, but there is the Caledonian, Balvenie, and Glenfiddich. Those are all the single malt producers that we have in Speyside, so those are components of the Monkey Shoulder. And on the Balvenie side, the 30, which is quite the treat, and available here for purchase at the Caledonian for $120 a dram. It's one of our
Why are you putting this next to me?
our more expensive whiskeys. The one next to it, that's got that one beat because that's a whiskey that came out last year. The first batch of Balvenie 1509, which is quite a collector's item, and I'm not sure what Donna has it priced at.
What does the ton mean?
So a ton is blending. So basically, like a vat, a ton is smaller.
Okay.
This is our second ton that we have, which holds more casks than our original ton 1401. But basically, it's just a blending vessel. So we've taken whiskeys from 20, that are 20, 30, 40 years old and blended them together in this marrying ton. It's comprised of 42 different barrels of whiskey, and we just do one release of it every year. But that being said, we just came out with batch number 2, which is available currently in the LCBO. I think there's a couple bottles left, but again, that's something that's for yourself to enjoy, but also a huge collector's item. The 21-year-old Portwood is aged for 21 years and then finished in port pipes. delicious whiskey available currently at the LCBO. The price point on that is about $350. And then we have the 12-year-old single barrel. So we have a single barrel range from Balvenie. We have a 12-year-old, 15-year-old, and 25-year-old, all aged in different types of casks. That 12-year-old comes right from a bourbon cask. Single barrel whiskeys are few and far between. That being said, like when we are barreling or bottling that, we only yield about 300 bottles from every single barrel. So every bottle is and every cask is slightly unique. So it's a pretty cool offering. Don't be shy. No, but like I think that the important thing is that you try, that you get out to women and whiskey events. Get out to any whiskey tasting. We have a lot of great shows across this country that offer a great variety of different types of styles of whiskey. I mean, single malt might not be your thing, but Canadian whiskey could be. Just get out and try as many as you possibly can, responsibly, of course. But I think that that's the number one most important thing is just to not be intimidated, ask questions, get involved, and try as many as you possibly can.
Well, thanks, Beth. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
And thank you to the Caledonian for providing this fantastic space.
Yes, our Glenfiddich Bothy.
Yeah.
We created this space a couple of years ago, but it's a great little room for tastings. It's quite cozy.
Yeah.
But I think we should finish off. We'll have a little toast with a dram of Glenfiddich 15-year-old. Why not? Here we are.
My favorite drams.
Absolutely. Well, we'll be drinking a little bit more of this later on tonight. So, cheers to you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming.
Cilantro.
Delicious. Oh, yeah. Oh. Okay, watch that.
Yeah, that's the 30-year-old. You don't want to hit that one.
I don't want to be careful with that one.